Welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus Park. If this is your first time tuning in, you can find us on all the major podcast platforms, our YouTube channel, and atbpod.com. On the YouTube, leave a comment. It matters. Subscribe. I appreciate it. And thank you for the support. First, I want to do is shout out our sponsors. Defend Hawaii's been my sponsor from day one. They've been our first sponsor and they've been with me from the beginning. They have a store in Winter Mall called No One. They also have some new drops for summer coming out. So go check them out at their website, defendhawaii.com. If you use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, you'll receive 15% off your first order. So go check them out. They got some cool stuff. I rock it all the time. This is my favorite brand, but go check them out. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply, and they're your one-stop shop superstore for everything you need to detail your car, vehicle, truck, van, whatever you have. I went there last week, and their staff is amazing, very knowledgeable, helpful, and very courteous and full of aloha. I love it there. I got some stuff to detail my truck. My truck looks brand new now, and I'm couldn't be happier. But go check them out. Temple Valley Shopping Center. They also have a shop in Vegas. You can also go to their website, irepdetailsupply.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, and you'll get 15% off your purchase order. Next, we have our medicinal mushroom company, and they're a locally based medicinal mushroom company. Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii, and they have 4 extracted mushroom tinctures. They have lion's mane, red reishi, chaga, and turkey tail, and each one of these mushrooms have a medicinal property that helps with immune system, neurological stuff, sleepy time, anything you need. Check them out. I take this stuff religiously. I take lion's mane, chaga, and turkey tail in the morning to get my day going, and the red reishi at night to help me sleep like a champ. Visit their website. It'll explain what each one of these mushrooms can do for you. It's medmushroomhigh.com. And this time, if you use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capital letters, you'll get 45% off your first tincture of extracted mushrooms. Go check them out. I love it. Aloha. Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. This week, my guest is a local DJ that's been blowing up, one of the younger generations. He does have the best last name as a DJ in Hawaii. Welcome to the show, CJ Park. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's going on?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm always happy to see your name up in lights because it's technically my name as well. So Park is a good last name.
We are brothers. I don't
Yep.
know if we haven't told anybody that, but we are brothers. Uh,
Bruh, this summer might be getting kind of crazy. So how's your like lineups looking up for this summer? Anything nuts coming in?
well, shoot. I mean, to be honest with you, not much right now. I mean, like, I think mostly working the club circuit. That's what's been going kind of crazy right now. It's just getting to work with Key Club and District
Okay.
and Surefire, Kiki's. So I'm pretty stacked as of right now in terms of the nighttime, but usually Ray will give me a call and says when you're ready to go. Somebody big's coming, and I usually just say, "Hey, yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, Ray has been doing amazing things. I've got a super blessed opportunity to work with him when he was first starting out with Major
Right
Raja
on.
and Aloha Laulea, and we did a lot of stuff together. And yeah, we created a great bunch of memories. And Ray is very his business mind is second to none. And if you knew his dad,
Yeah.
it was the same. His dad was very personable, and Ray has the same charisma. So it's
Mhm.
cool to see what he's doing, but fuck, been putting you on all kind of big stages, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I did something right, I guess, and then he kept having me, and I'm super blessed. I it, you know I I never would have thought that, I would have gotten to do things like Lil Wayne or Tyga or T-Pain or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's the shit that I still think about sometimes, and I'm like, I can't believe I did that.
Well, one thing I do know about Ray is if you don't show out, he ain't gonna put you back on. So
Mhm.
whenever you had that opportunity, you must have showed out because he's putting you back on. And I
Yeah.
do know he don't give a shit. Like he won't book you again. He
Yeah.
won't, yeah. So you must
Uh,
be doing something right. So that's
uh,
always cool.
yep. Yeah,
Um,
fine.
I always ask this question when I have DJs on because for me personally, I'm a fan of DJs. My whole business was built because of the DJs I picked because of how they handle the night. Like
Sure.
they're the talent. We can get everybody to the club, but if the DJs can't hold them there and show them a good time, then
Sure.
our brand is trash. So I always have a lot of respect for DJs. It's something I can't do. But how did you get started DJing? Because it's a weird kind of avenue to kind of get into.
Yeah. Well, so I've always been around DJs my whole life. So my dad, he used to be a DJ,
Yep.
and um, I don't know if you know my dad, Jay, but he used to be a DJ back in the day. And then so I've always around was always around music. And then I remember being a kid and then going to the radio station with him. And at this time they had records. So I remember I was put on by hip hop, really put on to Eminem. We had his LP, we had the Eminem record. Anyways, but that was the first like kind of leak I got into like hip hop. And then I would have all these records. So I would know a bunch of these um a bunch of these hits just sitting in the corner of our tiny house, and I would just recognize like, oh, that's Usher, and then he sings yeah, and I would be jamming to his music in the car. But then fast forward, I was maybe in high school. Yeah, I was about high school. Like towards the end of my high school career, I would get invited to parties, and I would always be that kid to bring the speaker. And even in lunchtime, it was super annoying to my other classmates probably, but I would, be that kid with the speaker, and I would be taking requests. Hey, does anybody want to listen to this in the lunchroom? And nobody wants to listen to anything and just want to eat their lunch. But yeah, I would go to parties and I would just bring music. And then my friend had a birthday party and I started DJing at his birthday party, and I just haven't stopped, I guess, yeah.
How'd you
Yeah.
learn how to beat match and stuff? And I'm assuming that was like straight mixing or you had Serato back then.
So Serato, yeah, I got my start on Serato. So I mean
Okay.
anything on wax, I could I couldn't figure it out. I mean, we had phase. That's the closest thing to wax that I could use, but it's still part of Serato. Shoot, yeah. So I got my start learning Serato, but then beat matching was really my dad. He taught me how to really beat match. So he
Okay.
like how to do my four counts. That's all he taught me pretty much, and then the rest he said he said learn your four counts and take them on a journey, and then the rest I had to go figure out for myself, and then a lot of trial and error. Yeah, and then now I'm in the clubs and I'm learning from, Devin and Ace and a bunch of the other
Yeah.
DJs that play at the club. Yeah.
That's super cool. And if people don't know your dad's Jay Park. I met him. I think he was a rep for either the radio or TV the time I met him. We were promoting at the W. And this was
Mm.
like, I don't even remember, like 20, I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. And
Mm-hmm.
my at the time Ronnie was running Artist Group Network and I was a promoter under them.
Mm.
And I met your dad, and your dad was always fun to talk story with and
Yeah.
very personable. Your dad's a cool dude.
He's a sweet
And
guy. He's a
yeah,
very sweet man. Yeah.
he's very genuine and he's definitely somebody I've looked up to in the business and always fun to be around. And real. Like he's one of the real people in this industry. Everything he says is real. Like there's no fakeness about him. And
Yeah.
since I've been seeing him recently, all we do is talk about you. And
That's cool.
he's very proud of you. And I always say that the first time I got to meet and talk story with you was at one of the district's Christmas party, and we
Yeah.
got to sit down and talk story, and I got to get to know you a little bit more than just behind the turntables. And I was telling your dad, like, you got a lot to be proud of. Your son has his a good head on his shoulders, and he seems to be able to navigate this industry the right way. And I
Mm.
think maybe because of who your dad is, you may have got your foot in the door, but I feel like you kicked that fucking door open and earned everything that you're getting. And
Right.
um you have the old school respect and mentality, which is kind of refreshing coming from the old school. Like you have that same mentality. And what
Yeah.
made me think of that was I think one night we had off on a Friday or something, and we were me, Hoppa, and I think Hanson was just cruising on Wikes, and
Oh,
we
okay.
ended up watching you play at Tiki's or one of the
Oh,
bars in Waikiki.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
probably don't
yeah.
even
Yeah,
remember, but
yeah, Kiki's. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the second we got in there, you made sure you showed us love. You brought us on the stage. We had a drink, and I'm like, bro, this that kind of stuff is how the industry was always built and grew. And
Mm.
for someone so young to understand that and like just take care of us made us feel good and made us feel important. And it was cool to see that someone in the younger generation still had that same respect and love, especially for like Hoppa, who's a DJ also. And I was like,
All
bro,
the
you're
way.
yeah, it was cool to
For
see,
all you
man.
guys, you guys have always been really nice to me, and so I mean, and of course, like in our industry, it's all about giving back. You gotta be. And the thing is, there's a lot of people have I think the word is condensation, or they have like they're very jaded on being a certain way to people just to get something out of them.
Yeah,
But what I've learned is that if you're just genuine to people, they're gonna want to be around you. And I think that's the key to success in everything. Is just be a genuine person, be real. And that's helped me a lot through my DJ career. Even when it be real, even when it's ugly. Um, but be genuine to the other people in the industry because we all work hard, bro.
yeah,
Like you guys work late nights just like me, and
yeah,
so like a common ground, and so that's one thing we could already see eye to eye in, and so that's really cool. It's always love every time I see you guys, bro.
yeah,
Always,
same here.
yeah.
What I did like about what you just said earlier was how you're learning from Devin and learning from Ace and the DJs before you. And I've seen DJs come and go, and a lot of them think they're the shit and think they don't need to learn anything. Like
Yeah.
for someone young and someone with like your resume, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm trying to learn from these people. I already done all that, but you're still absorbing and learning from older
Yeah.
DJs, especially Devin. That guy is probably one of top on the island. Like that guy
Oh,
is fucking phenomenal.
he's at another level, bro.
Yeah.
I cannot believe there's some shit that I hear from him sometimes in the night that I'm like, God damn, that guy's really good. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
so you're starting off early in your life. Like, how did you first manage to get like a bigger gig? Like, what was like your first gig, and how did that feel when everybody all eyes on you and you're in a spot where no one knows who the fuck you are?
Okay, so it's actually a really funny story. The first time I ever got paid, like real money, like I would do these house parties for like $20 a
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
and then I I went on a date with a girl who was a yoga instructor, and she was on these. She used to have these boat parties, right? And so I don't know. Are you familiar with Oahu boat cruises?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is not the first time I'm meeting the owners of Wild Boat Cruises, but I play her yoga party for all her friends on this boat.
Oh.
And it's my first big, and I wasn't even expecting to get paid. I was just, I was hanging out with this girl, and um, she was like, "Oh, you wanna come and play at this boat party?" And I played, and then it was a bunch of people on this boat. It was a bunch of like young college kids, like drinking, having fun, and I've done that before, similar to house parties, but then at this point
Yeah.
it was like a lot of industry people there, and like some people that own local brands, and I'm not gonna say who because I don't know who's supposed to know that they're at the party, but it was popping. It was really cool, and so I guess I did well. And then the owner was there, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come? You want to keep going?" And at the time, I was still working at this Thai restaurant called Miley's Thai. Uh,
Okay, I know Miley. You even match at Miley's.
yeah,
You
so
always
I
got the
was.
handsome young boys working there.
No,
Handpicked
but
by Miley, guarantee. I know Miley good.
I,
The Hoppa
right?
boys, yup, guarantee.
Right? And so I was working at the time, and that was my job for a while because I never went to college. I didn't really know I was a pretty lost kid. I didn't know what I wanted to do yet, and everybody had gone to college and figured out what they wanted to do. But back to this boat party thing, I was still working there, and I landed every Friday and Wednesday gig on these boats.
Okay.
They were like, "Oh, you're pretty fucking good. Let's throw you on." And I was like, "They're like, oh, how long have you been DJing for?" I'm like, "Well, really, like professionally, not like this is my first like time like playing professionally." And they're like, "Okay, cool. Well, do you want a job?" And so, my buddy DJ Lewis, he was one of the resident DJs at the time. He threw me on, and he just paid me every single time I did a boat. It was pretty cool. So I went from making $20 to $80 that time, per
Nice.
boat or per gig. And so, and I was like, "Wow, this is cool. I can make money from doing this, and it's pretty fun." And I'm not
Yeah.
bad at it. I'm okay. I can make sure that the girls and the guys are having a good time and that they keep drinking.
Yeah.
And and that was the important part. I learned that real quick. And um and then from there, towards the end tail of me working at that Thai restaurant, this girl named Robi Kodama, God
Okay, I
bless
know her. Yeah.
she hooked me up with Alex, and I guess this was like right after COVID finished, right? So
Okay.
we're wrapping up, and the thing District is reopening, and then I landed my gig at District thanks to Robi Kodama,
Oh,
and
shout
so
out to Roby. So she was the
shout out
link
to
between
Robi.
you and Alex.
She was the link between me and Alex. She really, really stuck her neck out for me. So I gotta give that girl her flowers, bro.
How did you know her?
She was working at the restaurant with me actually.
Oh,
So
that's right. She was working at Thai
yeah,
at
yeah,
Miley's
yeah,
Thai.
yeah.
That's
So
right.
I would literally go, I would do these boats and then show up to work at Miley's Thai, and then I'm like all wet from the boats. I have to like put my CDJs in the side of the restaurant somewhere, hide them so no customers can see them. And then, and then one of these days, Roby, she was like, "Hey, District's looking for DJs." And I was like, "Oh, no way." And I didn't think that I was, like I wasn't ready to do a venue like club venue gigs yet. And so I was a little nervous, but I was like, "You know what? Shoot. I'll give it a, I'll try. I'll give it a try." And she connected with me. She connected me with Alex, and it
Wow.
worked out. Yeah, yeah, it worked out. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that being said, I know personally from working with Alex for about 9 years how strict he is with who he has as a DJ representing their brand. And
Yes.
for you to impress him to put you on must have been that's a pretty good compliment because I know how he is. He ain't easily impressed. And he's
Yeah.
very strict with DJs and he's very Yes, selective, and you kind of only have one shot and not
Yeah.
even a full set. If you're fucking up during that one set, he'll pull you. And I've seen it
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, oh, but I mean, even in the beginning, at me being at district was very brutal. I'm sure you've heard like probably from other people that I was shitty in the beginning because I was like I did it was so I'm used to the equipment that is smaller and you can buy from like a Walmart and it's like little
The
controllers.
new mark
When,
shit.
when I got I fucking girl lost too close to the sun and I'm there with
Oh,
CDJs and like big ass CDJs in a mixer and I'm like I'm not used to any of this equipment so my first like my first I would say year over there, I was like really fucking up sometimes. But Alex he had a bunch of faith in me, and I gotta
that's
respect
super
him
cool.
so much for that. And he's like, hey kid, I'm giving you a chance. You gotta fucking pick it up. You gotta learn. And and thank God for Ace and Devin because they really stuck their neck out for me as well, and they kind of guided me in like, don't do this, handle the mixer this way. And Chris Todd too, the sound and lighting engineer over there, he really helped me out big time too. So yeah, but it was rough in the beginning. I barely knew what I was doing.
I can imagine. So did you play the big room or you played in the lounge the first
I played
night?
in the big room. I
Oh,
opened the big room. Yeah, and then I would switch over to the lounge at a later time in the night.
how was
Yeah.
that? How was your first night at district? That's what I want to know. That's pretty
Crazy.
intense.
Crazy. I couldn't I because I went from doing like basically like small boat parties or these boat parties and to seeing a big crowd of just delinquents like going off the whole time is crazy. Yeah. But it
That's
was nuts.
insane.
I couldn't believe it. I was looking at a sea of kids my age, and then all of a sudden they're looking at me, and I'm playing to them, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah, being able to control everybody with music is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Were you nervous?
I was very nervous. In the first like 3 months there, I was like, oh man, I can't believe I'm here. I was really nervous, and some nights I would be too scared to go on because like I was getting used to seeing like certain celebrities in the room. Now it's like you
Oh
see
yeah.
celebrities at any nightclub and it's kind of like, okay, they're here, but
Yeah.
and you don't care, but you don't mind them as much. But then at that time, I think we had I don't know who it was. I don't know which celebrity it was, but it was one of these bigger names came into the club and then they were sitting right behind me while I was playing. And then I was like, I don't know if I'm made up if I'm cut out for this. But then I got the crowd going and I was quickly figured that I was cut out for it.
That's super cool. And bruh, like that's a huge responsibility. Like being a
Mhm.
DJ at a nightclub is honestly, I don't mean to stress you out because well, you're probably not stressed out now, but the
No.
whole fucking business is revolving around you. The
Yeah.
bartenders, the barbacks, the promoters, the security. Because if
Yep.
you clear the house, nobody gets paid and nobody makes
Yep.
money.
Yep. 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 And I'm learning that now. Not learning this now. I'm learning now that I fucked up in the very beginning by clearing out the whole room and get and then when I got really good, I got cocky. And then when I started to get
Oh,
cocky, I brought everybody to the dance floor, not keeping them at the bar. So learning how
oh
to
yeah.
rotate the room,
So cycle them out.
cycling them out. That was the that I got in big trouble from a lot of different clubs for that, for keeping them there and not circling them around.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
you're learning. That's kind of cool because you kind of
yeah.
got you went from like starting out DJing to getting thrown in the biggest nightclub in Hawaii. Like this year's
Yeah.
the biggest nightclub in Hawaii, and
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. And I always thought like your dad had a hand in getting you your first start, but now from your story is it's all
Um,
you. Like it was
yeah.
just your dad got you to start playing.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely inspired me. Like the inspiration is a lot from him. And literally only two phrases. Take him on a journey and learn your four counts. That's it. That's literally it. And of course maybe the relationship with him and Ray
Yeah, yeah.
it's a little easier for Ray to communicate to me through him in
Mm,
that regard, but I can confidently say I really did it myself, and
that's
and
awesome.
I'll always be proud of myself for that. So
Yeah. I think with I don't know if you know Hoppa's journey, but he was my video guy from the start. And he was only 16. Well, he was 17 when he started. He turned 18. We had to get him like a press pass and he would do our videos. And
right.
before the night would start, he would jump on, like DJ Betty would just kind of fuck with him and learn how to mix or whatever. And he
Hmm.
said he
Hmm.
wanted to DJ. And me personally, I knew that I couldn't just put him on because
Yeah.
everybody would give him shit.
Were you running the club? Were you
Yes.
going through promotions at the time?
Yep.
Okay,
So
so
I
I
was
always
running Artist Group
wondered that.
Network. Yep. What is that?
I was wondering how Hoppa got his start. I never got to ask him that. I mean, I've hung out with him a bunch of times because we do
Yeah.
short fire together, but like I never asked him how he would get his start. So he
Bro,
was a
I'll
camera
tell
guy.
you this story. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
he was our camera guy, and the reason why he was our camera guy because BJ Penn just started his website, and he wanted us to promote his website. So he sponsored
Oh,
us and said he wants us to put out these videos of people in our nightclub saying go to log on to bjpenn.com.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
At,
yeah.
at the time, I worked with his dad, and we were running I Don't Care clothing.
Mm.
And the dad said his son really liked I Don't Care clothing, so he would put us on Tiny TV if we would
Mm.
hook his son up. So Taylor would come in. He was a 16-year-old kid at Kalaheo, come into our store. I gave him a couple shirts, and Tiny would put us on Tiny TV as advertisement.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
One day Taylor called me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this project for high school. I'm a video editor. I want to put something together for my senior project if I could use I don't care." So I mean, yeah, come do whatever you want. So he did that. And he edited and he made this little video and I thought it was cool. So when BJ Penn asked us for our club stuff, I had no way of knowing how to edit videos, but I
Oh,
knew Hoppa knew. And he said, yeah, he was 18, he just graduated, and
wow.
we were like, hey, I need you to edit these videos and make a video for us so we can put it on at the time MySpace for BJ Penn.
Right.
So
Oh my face. Oh my
yeah,
God.
so we had, you know, those flip cams, those weird
Yeah.
flip cam.
The
So
white
we had,
ones?
yeah, and we would have the
Yeah.
a flashlight, and I would have one of my workers go around and just video people, and then we take the flip cam, give it to Taylor the next day, and he would make the
Wow.
videos. And then he got kind of not annoyed, but he said like, "Oh, I want to take these videos because I want to get the shots that I want." So I had to make it a thing and get it
Smart man.
approved by the club and all
Yeah.
that to let this underage kid in. And he made this
Oh.
press pass. It was this big saying Artist Group Network Press. And he would just shoot videos all day.
Oh, he made it himself?
Yeah, like this, it was
Right. See,
laminated. It looked legit.
things like that, minor things like that, is the reason why he's where he's at today.
Oh yeah,
Because
he's a
he took
yep.
initiative. But
Yep.
anyways, keep starting me to interrupt. But yeah.
And then when he would come early, right? And while they were set up and it was empty, DJ Betty was our resident DJ at the time. She would
Mm.
he would just go behind the turntables and kind of mess with it a little bit and whatever. And then he started to like it. He always had a passion for music. And then
Mm.
he went to Cutmaster Spaz's school. Like it was a 2 week course, how to beat match or whatever. And he learned
Mm.
how he bought like this whole big Technics tables and he had Serato. He invested in it. And
Wow.
he was like, "Oh, okay, I want to DJ," and I was like, "Bruh, there's no way I'm just gonna put you on artist group network events and have everybody on the island hating on you and not giving
Yeah,
you any respect. They're gonna say
right,
because you're my boy, that's why he's getting all these gigs."
right.
So I made it the hardest thing for him. Like Taylor's come up was probably the hardest than any other DJ ever had. Like
Yeah.
we had a store in Waikele. It was called Ecosystems. And he
Hmm.
would go out there on Fridays in the daytime, hot sun with his turntables and just DJ out there. And
Wow.
we had a Black Friday. I don't know if you ever been to Waikele on Black Friday.
No,
And
never.
they close the whole place down and then they open it at midnight. And it's like a block party. Like it's just packed. Everybody's shopping there on Black Friday.
Hmm.
So Taylor was DJing and we had this kiosk. It was a closed kiosk where people could come in and we're selling, it was called Ecosystem. We're selling street clothes
Right,
like Defend Hoy and a bunch of stuff.
right.
And we sold everything out, so we had to restock it. So we closed our kiosk while we were restocking it, and Taylor was outside DJing. And I remember this was the first time I knew he had that it factor. I opened the kiosk door and he had the hugest crowd in front of our store.
Wow.
And but he wasn't even 21 yet. Like he's young.
He's about
And
18, 19,
yep. And he
18,
had
19.
b-boys dancing and I was like, Chris Mehula was my business partner. I was like, bro, you gotta look at this, dude. Like
He's doing
check
this
this.
on wax, and he's doing
He
this
was
on wax.
the
Or
Serato with
Lotto
the
just came out.
control. Yep. Yep.
Okay, 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 okay. Right
And
on.
I was like, oh shit, he got it. And
Wow.
I would put him on like a 30-minute set at the beginning of our club when
Right,
nobody's there. Or
right.
if
Mm.
he like say Betty was running late, he would jump on. Like I would never put him on. And one time Betty was sick or something, so he had a chance. And he
Wow.
did what and we spirit periodically put him on, gave him a chance, had him close or they gave him the shittiest spots and he
Yeah.
would kill it every single time, kill it. And I remember I remember this clearly and he called me up one day and he's like, "Hey, there's this Mai Tai battle and a
I
DJ
remember
battle."
this. I
Yeah.
remember hearing about this one.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
yeah,
there's this
yeah.
Mai Tai DJ battle and I want to try it out. And I was like, nope,
Mm.
you ain't trying that out. When you call me and you tell me there's this Mai Tai DJ battle and you want to go fucking win this thing, then you're going to go. Then you're going to play. So he said, okay. I said, you're not going to, if you telling me you want to try it and then that's not the mindset. Like you call and
Yeah.
tell me you want to win this thing, then let's do it. So he waited a year and he kept doing what he's doing. And then he went and then he fucking won and he smashed. He smashed 2 years in a row. Then he entered the Red Bull and he won that. And now he built his name to where I could put him on and no one could say anything.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
would put him on. And then he started social media presence. And then
Mm.
he just fucking shot to the moon. But his skill and his work ethic was the same. And he had it hard, bro. I put him through
Yeah.
the ringer because I knew everybody would say that we gave him an opportunity or a break or
As they
he's
probably
only
would.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
they probably would have said that. And anybody would have
yeah.
said that anyway. Even if you put him through the ringer like this
Yeah.
to get to where he's at now, people are gonna say that anyway. But people are
Yeah.
gonna say whatever the fuck they're gonna say. You
Yep.
got, but the thing is, like, bro, that guy's probably one of the best DJs on the island. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can
Yep.
say that too. And he earned like I know personally every single penny, cent, dime that he got is well earned and he put in the work and any opportunity he gets is 100% earned because bro, nothing was given to him. And I made sure of that because
Awesome.
I didn't want
That's
anybody to say otherwise. Him winning those DJ contests made it easier to put him on because now he has clout. He beat all these DJs. You know what I mean? He beat
yeah.
these guys. So now he has some kind of he built his resume. And then
Hmm.
once we started, oh, you can open this night, or oh, okay, now we need you to play in the middle, and then he would just fucking crush. And he would, bro, like though back in the day, like when he knew he was gonna play in the middle, the whole week he'd be practicing and just fucking like he would come in like he's about to go fight a MMA fight, just that locked in and oh he would just crush and I would just be so proud of him because like he's like my little brother, like he's the best man in my wedding, like
Oh wow.
that's like my blood, like that's my boy. So watching him accomplish everything he does is a trip, bro. And like when I see him playing these big fucking arenas and the shell and shit, bro, I get choked up, bro, watching him do his thing,
Yeah.
knowing what he did to get there. Not because he's
Yeah.
good, like there's good DJs, but what he did to get there is fucking like he'll have that work ethic, whatever he does, whatever he chooses for his whole life. And he always was
Mhm.
like that. He's built that way. And
Mhm.
that comes from his dad. And I can see that's how it is with you. And yeah, I
Oh
didn't mean
yeah.
to go off on that tangent. I always like to brag
Oh no
about
no no.
my little
It's actually
brother.
very interesting because
Yeah.
I never knew his story. So it's always very interesting to hear other
Yeah.
DJs' story and how they came up, and especially in Hawaii, there's not. I mean, there's a lot of DJs, right? But
Yeah.
and respectfully, there's not many DJs here that are doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I would, and I think I just made it to that point where, oh, I'm now one of the legends out here, I guess, they do what they would say. I
Well,
don't know.
that being said, is like you're in that younger generation.
Right.
And like there's not many younger DJs out there, especially that I know of, you know what I mean, that can handle like those things. And of course, everybody has their residents, their
Yeah.
go-tos, like
Yeah.
and a lot of the old school DJs are still relevant and still damn fucking good, like Jimmy Taco and DJ
Oh,
Technique and like
amazing.
like
Amazing.
the OGs and
Yeah.
Taylor learned quickly like to show respect to them and learn
Yeah.
from them. And that's why they're all close. Like Taylor came way after Jimmy Taco and
Oh, of
Tech.
course. Yeah. In fact, actually, so Jimmy Taco was was around when I was in diapers too. He would come over the house all the time. But then I
He
knew he
oh no no no.
I knew how good he was because my dad would bring me along to go,
Yeah.
check. I think there was I think there was maybe the radio station put on like a event at like some car show or something like that. And I remember being a kid and seeing Jimmy Taco just fucking ripping it up. But
Yeah.
me being a little kid and seeing that was like he's one of my idols out here. He does definitely
Yeah.
deserve
Well,
his flowers.
who is the DJs that inspired you on the island? Like when you were
On
starting off?
Island, um, I gotta be 100% honest. When I first started, I wasn't really going up in the clubs. So
Okay.
I really didn't know um who was great out here.
Mm.
But my personal greats would have had to been DJ AM,
Oh yeah.
um, Low, um, who else we got? Probably I would have to revert it back to DJM. J Espinoza. I would listen to J
Oh
Espinoza. He's another good one.
yeah.
Um, and so, but DJ AM, I remember getting his CD with Travis Barker,
Oh
and
yeah.
he you remember that the
Yep.
Fix Your Face demo?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I was like 12, 13 years old, jamming that shit in the car with my dad and hearing him scratch over Travis's banging.
True.
Like he was like it was insane hearing hearing scratching and drumming at the same time. That was the most inspiring thing. And so
That's
that was
super
my
cool.
idol. Yeah. Yeah.
I talked about this when Mass was on my show and I got to watch DJ AM play live at the Palms because
I saw
Hawaii,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hawaii DJ Toma opened for him and he got us up there in the DJ booth, and I got to watch him play live, and
Mhm.
yeah, he's next level.
Got to meet him? You got to meet
Oh yeah,
DJ
I got
AM?
to meet him. Yeah,
What the
this
hell?
was years ago, and it was either Club Moon or Playboy. I can't remember which one, but it was St. Patrick's Day, and it was at the Palms, and oh yeah, they were just
What
raging.
a trip.
It was the
What a trip.
biggest club in Vegas at the time, and yeah, unfortunately, when he passed away, I said this on the show, like they only lit up the AM of Palms as a
Mhm.
respect to him. And
Saw that.
yeah,
I
uh,
saw the episode with you and Mass Funk. Great episode, by
yeah.
the way, though.
Oh,
That
thank
was
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I
cool.
saw that, yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
cool that you respect the old school DJs. And I mean, the way DJing is now, and I've seen it through generations. I've seen it through because I'm older and was in the industry for so long, and I'm sure your dad can attest to it, is that back in the day, DJs had to carry milk crates full of fucking wax and vinyls,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it evolved to CDJs to now it was Serato. Now you just fucking bring a thumb drive and you're good to go.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I mean, even sometimes I would be complaining like, "Oh, I gotta bring my controller upstairs," and then like some of the OGs would be like, "Fuck, bro, we had to bring box up these fucking stairs. What you mean controllers?" And
Yeah,
so it would just be funny, but I mean, I gotta respect it, like the hustle
yeah,
that like Paco, Technique, my dad, fucking
yeah,
Toma, Baz, all those guys, they were busting ass the whole time, and then they would bring like like a second guy with them to help bring the crates.
yeah.
And so like, I would imagine my life like that. I'd be like, damn, I couldn't. I would fucking give. Honestly, you know what? DJing's not for me.
But imagine
Fucking
that, putting the vinyl on and then
yeah.
finding the song and then like
Hmm.
you having to mix it, like it's mind
Yeah.
blowing. And with like technology, it's supposed to make
Yeah.
things easier and stuff like that. But no matter what, I don't care what people say. Like DJs, yes, they have it easier than fucking vinyl, but DJs
Right.
still have to pick and
Yep.
mix and
Yep.
to keep the crowd. Like
Mhm.
anybody can play music, but not anybody can play music and mix and keep a crowd there and know what song to pick.
I was just talking to Ace about this. I think it was either Ace or Tech, but I was talking to people's attention spans are so short these days.
Oh yeah.
And so like I feel like it was a little easier back then in terms of picking a song really quickly was a lot easier back then, maybe. Mixing not so much. But I mean, if you were really fucking good, yeah, then you could probably do it, in your sleep. But then picking songs now is a little harder because the songs, if you play for more than 30 seconds in the club nowadays, people just are gonna be, they're gonna leave. They're gonna walk
Yeah.
away. Got to keep quick mixing. So that's something I learned would do really well was quick mix.
Oh,
I would just burn through every single song, but make sure to not burn out the club.
yeah.
So I would throw in a lesser known song every four songs. But
Get
I
them
was
to the
talking
bar.
back, yeah, I was talking to I think it was Ace about this, and she was saying, people's attention spans are so much more shorter these days. So you can't really you can't it's a lot harder to keep people on the dance floor. And like just the other
Yeah.
night, we had a group of these bridesmaids that they didn't want to get up and dance the songs were hot. They were great songs, and I'm pretty sure anybody else would dance to them. But it's just the attention spans are so short, and then they're you know what I mean? It's like you lose them. You lose them after a minute of playing it. So
It's like
yeah,
you gotta hit throwing a banger and hit the chorus and then off to the next
yeah,
one.
right. It's exactly it.
Personally,
But
what
yeah,
is your genre of music that you like like love the most? Like what kind of music do you listen to and what gets you going?
personally,
Yeah.
personally, um. I like metal.
Oh,
I'm a metal guy.
there we
So
go. That's me. That's
Megadeth,
100% me.
Megadeth,
Metallica. Yeah.
Metallica. Bro, I just got a bike and like it's like an e-bike, but it looks like a little chopper. It's pretty
Oh,
cool. But
okay.
I put my speaker on it. I was playing Ride the Lightning. So I
Oh,
was
yep.
zipping out with Noah playing Ride the Lightning. And so it was but maybe I don't know if anybody else really really likes metal all that much. I was
I
getting
do,
off.
bro. I'm like not to change subject, but I'm going in 2 weeks, or I'm going to end of June to Levi Stadium.
To Metallica?
Two
To
sets, 2 nights, two different sets at 49er Stadium in June.
wait,
I'll
wait,
be there.
Metallica?
Yeah,
Metallica? What?
Metallica. Pantera's
Bruh.
opening up for them the first night, and Limp Bizkit's opening up for them the second night.
Fuck,
Yeah,
that's crazy. Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
Limp Bizkit is another good one.
yeah,
Um, shit. Oh, and so going back to like what I like to hear, I
yeah.
sometimes at maybe not at district or key club, I can't get away. I have to play like like hip hop and
Yeah.
or EDM, like some things that people know. But then at some of these like rural places, like I used to play in Germany. I don't know if you know, I went to
Oh
Germany
shit.
to go play. Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
when
I
I
didn't know
first,
that.
so quick, a little shortly after district, I started doing open format, right? And so I
Okay.
learned open format. But then in Germany, I was, I was playing a bunch of open format songs because out there people really love Limp Bizkit out there. So what is that one? I came into this world as a reject,
Oh
looking
yeah,
to
look into my eyes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I wrote and somebody
Did it
asked
all
for
for
that.
the nookie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
for the
shit.
nookie. And
Yeah.
I played nookie in it was in Regensburg, Germany. Regensburg, Germany, and it was college town in Germany. And fucking the amount of younger kids, I wouldn't think that they would know that song in Germany. Bro, they were going fucking insane. They're like jumping all over the bars. For the nookie, for the nookie. Oh shit, what's going on? Yeah, but bro,
That's
you'd be surprised.
insane.
So in Germany, that's when I really started listening to more Limp Bizkit. But
Okay.
yeah, but I really like metal, hip
Okay.
hop's cool. EDM is always fun, but just whatever kind. I'm honestly, I listen to more podcasts nowadays though, because
Oh
I find
yeah.
myself wanting
I'm the
to
same.
not wanting
Yeah.
to any more music at the end of the night,
It's your job. You
So,
don't want to come home and
yeah,
listen to your job. Yeah. What do you like
yeah,
to
yeah.
play the most though?
Uh,
Like when you're, I guess you gotta play to the crowd, but
I love
what
it
gets
all.
you? Okay.
Me personally, I like playing hip hop, but I'm really getting into playing dubstep now,
Oh, okay.
like hardcore dubstep or house music. I really like house music just because it gets people going. Whatever
Yeah.
gets people going, honestly, I like to play. Yeah.
So you got to play some, like you said earlier, you got to play some huge concerts like T-Pain,
Right.
Tyga. Um, Also, thank you for hooking my girlfriend up with tickets. That
Oh, of course. Yeah.
she had a
Yeah.
blast. Like she is so stoked,
Yeah.
bro. She was
Yeah.
really, really appreciative. So thank you for
It,
that.
oh, of
Yeah.
course. It's so funny. Sasha was telling me um who Mike Jones was, and I never knew
Oh
who
yeah.
Mike was. So one night we were working, she was like, she, she was like, "Can you play Mike Jones?" Somebody asked for a request, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who Mike Jones is. I'm opening up for the guy in 2 months. I don't know who he is." And Mike Jones, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, but I never knew who he was. And so Sasha was like, "Bro, you don't know who Mike Jones is?" I was like, "No." And she's like, "Mike Jones? You don't know who it is?" So we're
Yeah.
like,
Yo.
and so, but that was funny, and that was another moment. But yeah,
So playing for those huge crowds, like how was that? I know you played like a Loa Stadium parking lot, and
yeah,
I've seen videos. Those crowds are enormous. Like
yeah.
how hype were you for that, or were you like, oh fuck, this is gonna be nuts? Like,
No, to be honest, it's easier playing for those crowds rather than a small room. I get more
okay,
nervous for a small room
oh
than
okay,
playing for bigger crowds because you can. It's a lot easier as a DJ to please most people rather than a small group of people.
That
So
makes
that's how I was
sense.
looking at it. I was really excited and it was a blast. I had the most fun. Um, but I would say I wasn't as nervous. I was ready for it. I think by the time I got to start, you know, DJing for those big names, I was, it's just another day. We can do it.
Oh,
I got it.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you go on the mic and everything?
Not so much. I try not to, just because nobody wants to hear my voice. Like, you know what I mean? They want to hear the act. So
Yeah.
leave that for Micah Banks. I leave that for
Oh,
whoever else. You know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
Yeah. But they just want to hear me play. So I try to stay away from the mic. If I need to do it, then I'll do it. But
Yeah. Well, one
I'll
thing
give my
good too.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll give my intro. Say, hey, it's CJ Park. What's happening, everybody? All right, let's get this fucking party started. Bam.
Okay, that's good. That's smart, and that's good too. Like, they ain't going anywhere. If you're opening for the opening act, they can't.
Yeah.
They're not gonna leave. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. So I can't I just stay away from the fucking mic. I just leave it I
Yeah.
leave it.
That's super cool. Bruh, those opportunities, you never know what it could lead to. And I've seen things happen because the DJs get an opportunity like that. And bruh, it's cool that your name is getting out there. Like, oh, people are going to actually go to a club because you're DJing there. And that's where you're starting to
I still can't wrap
get
my
the,
head
yeah.
around that. Yeah, I still can't wrap my head around it. I
Well, that's
don't.
because you're humble, like your dad.
Well, bro, I mean, I think, well, for me, I mean, because Hawaii is so small, you know everybody, but I try to
Yeah.
look at it as, oh, my friends are coming to come see me tonight, come see me
Yeah.
play. I can hang out with my friends. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I like to see it, rather than people are coming to see me,
Yeah.
because I think it adds pressure. And then you start thinking, oh, you're the shit. You can't
Hmm.
cannot think like that, because like I just think, like, hey, my friends are coming, everybody's gonna come, we're all gonna have a
Yeah.
party together. That's how I like to
That's
think of it. Yeah.
oh, that's super cool. And Brad, you seem
Yeah.
busy. Like, how many gigs a week do you say you average out?
About
Oh
5 nights a
shit.
week. Yeah, and then sometimes the day to I'll play at Waikiki Walls, or I'll do the boat parties.
Oh, okay.
I still pick the boat parties, so I love it. I love DJing. I'm tired, yeah, but and there's a lot of politics that I don't want to deal with when I'm not
Yeah.
DJing. I have to
Yeah.
deal with, and all kinds of other bullshit. But it all makes up for it when, at the end of the day, when I get to play, when I'm on stage, it's all makes up for it. I wouldn't be doing anything else, honestly. I
Nice.
I think how I'm gonna live and die.
And I'm that's the same with Hoppa. Like, I always
Yep.
tell them that's when you're free is when you're doing you behind the
Yep.
tables and you're that connecting with the crowd. That I know that's his moment and that's when he's doing his passion. And
Yep.
for me, that's always cool to see, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's a crazy industry. I always ask this also, like with being in the nightlife industry, there's always a lot of substance going around and
Yeah.
alcohol and bullshit and shit that goes down. Like, how do you navigate that while being
So
in the nightlife industry?
yeah, I recently got sober. I'm about a month and 3 weeks. I'm about to make
Oh
my two
wow.
month mark. And I was, I was struggling with a, bunch of substance abuse. I'm pretty sure you might have known. And um, but I got sober. I got sober because I wanted to stay alive. I think I was going a little too hard. I
Okay.
and so I think what helped me big time was the non-alcoholic beers, but also to keeping in mind that, like, I'm only gonna be at the club for a short amount of time. So don't drink. I would, be doing it all the time. And it got to the point where I would be doing it on days that I wasn't working.
Oh,
And so that's what scared me. So I decided, and it's hard, it's harder for others, but yeah, I just decided to just drop it, just quit it, and I'm really happy now that I am non-alcoholic beers. In fact, I'm drinking one right now.
Oh,
This
nice.
one
Oh, like
Bureau.
you're full sober, like nothing then.
Yeah, no, nothing at
Oh,
all. Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, they should sponsor me, or at this point,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I'd be drinking a lot of these. But this is Bureau. I don't know if you know who Tom Holland is, but he made this company called Bureau, and it helped me a lot. So I would you know have these every once in a while when I feel like I want a little taste, because I still love a cold beer, but
Yeah,
I,
for
I
sure.
also don't want to drink any alcohol. And also too,
Yeah.
shout out to Alex, because he helped me big time. I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'm deciding to stop. I'm getting help. Um, is it okay if I bring some non-alcoholic beers to the club just for me to put on the side?
Oh,
And
okay.
he was like, you know what? We're actually bringing in non-alcoholic drinks, and like, feel free to have those. So I was like, fuck, shoot. Then so I feel like right after, I don't know if that just so happened by like subsequently, but he was gonna have it in the club like a week later. So that
Oh,
was cool.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Divine
So
intervention.
divine intervention, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. And since you've been sober, how has that kind of affected like the trajectory of what your career is kind of playing out to
I
be?
Right. I mean, just because, I mean, it's only been 2 months basically.
Yeah.
Um, it might be a little early to tell, but I feel
Okay.
like I'm doing better at my job. My interactions with people in the industry are, they're more, or people in general, they're more
Yeah.
genuine. I'm not I'm not hungover, and I can't, like, when I was drinking a lot, I'd be so hungover to the point I couldn't even have a conversation with people without needing to go get a drink with them. You know what I mean? So I would ask
Yeah.
my friends all the time, like, "Hey, you want to go get a drink?" And they tell me, "Oh, bro, you got to relax. I got to work the next morning." Rather than me, they
Yeah.
would say, "I work the next morning." Rather than me, I work at night. And so, like, I can go the whole night and not need to not go without a drink. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
started
That's
it
good.
started getting really bad. But I feel like now I can confidently be around people,
Hmm.
and I'm more comfortable, and I'm ready to build relationships that don't have anything to do with, doing drugs or drinking. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really happy to change.
I think with our industry, it's huge. Like that is a huge, and I've seen a lot of people tank their life and careers and families and become so affected by the substance that's in our industry that it's cool to hear when people that have so much future get away from it. So it's like
Yeah,
you're
man.
young and bruh, not when you said you started DJing right after the pandemic, that was like what 3 4 years ago. So
Yeah.
you're kind of just starting to scratch the surface of what your potential could be in this
Mhm.
industry. And
Mhm.
that being said, like what are your future plans to take what you're doing and what are you gonna do? What do you think your future holds in this DJing lifestyle and industry?
Um, well, they say Vegas, but I don't really know. I think I'm taking it one step at a time, but most people are telling
Okay.
me, "Hey, you need to go to Vegas." Like, and I think that time will come eventually,
Yeah.
but I th- I wanna be able to travel the world and work. And so for me right now, I think that's gonna be DJing. And but hopefully, maybe one day this might not be it for me. I mean, maybe I
Yeah.
might go something else, like make furniture, or or like fucking make pizzas, or open up a restaurant. I don't know. It might change. Like, I don't think I don't necessarily think I want to be able to have to stay up till 4 in the morning for the rest of my life. And really, so I don't know, maybe I think with the DJing thing, I'm gonna continue doing it, and maybe it's gonna be Vegas. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah,
Okay.
eventually.
Well, that
Yeah.
makes sense. And honestly, being in this industry, it opens a lot of doors for other avenues. I've experienced it my own self as well as
Mhm.
friends and stuff. And because the industry is so built around fun, things can happen any night at any given time because
Mhm.
everybody's having fun and
Yep.
there's alcohol or whatever, and an opportunity might be given to you and you wouldn't even understand
Yeah.
the ramifications it's going to take your life into. So
Mhm.
every night could be an opportunity for something else. And
Right.
right now, your passion is playing music, and
Right.
it could change, but it could also stay the same. You ever thought about producing or making your own stuff?
Yeah, I have something in I don't want to I'm don't want to say too much right now, but I have
Okay.
something I'm working on right.
Yeah, something cooking.
Something's happening, but
All right.
I don't want to speak too much about it just
Okay.
yet, just
Yep.
in case it doesn't happen. But I have something I have something I'm whipping up in my pocket.
Okay. Well, we'll
So,
we'll look forward to that. And
oh,
um I think with your work ethic, just like your dad's, I think whatever you're doing is gonna be successful if you lock in. And right now
yeah.
it's DJing, so that's why you're successful. I'm blown
I
away
want to
how
tell you the
fast.
same thing. I want to tell you the same thing, bro, because you started this podcast when 2020
Yeah,
2020,
pandemic. Yep.
bro, and you haven't stopped since.
I
So
know
like,
it's been
same
pretty
goes for you,
consistent.
bro. The same goes for you, and and you deserve every flower that you could possibly get, bro. This is great. I'm really appreciative that you even have me here, bro. It's pretty cool.
I'm
Yeah.
stoked too, bruh. And like I said, meeting younger people in the younger generation, I always not judge, but I kind of gauge like their mindset. And I've met a lot of dummies who very entitled,
Mhm.
very all about themselves, too much on
Mhm.
their phones. And meeting you is very refreshing because you're kind of a older soul. Like you have that same work ethic. You're very appreciative. You
Yeah.
have the way you think is you're very work minded. So it's like everything that you're doing reminds me of a younger us or a younger I seen it before in a younger generation. And I think that has a lot to do with how your dad brought you up, but it's also
Yeah.
the aloha you have, and that
Yeah.
is what's valuable. That's what
Mhm.
the younger generation needs more of, and not just all about me. It's all about us and all about how I treat other people, like you said.
Yeah. I think I've had my moments though. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not perfect. We're all not
Yeah.
perfect, but I mean in the very beginning of when I first started doing like these bigger shows, I would be told by friends like, "Oh, you gotta fucking start. You gotta stop being so fucking humble." And I would try to be like kind of annoyingly maybe like too nice or like not acknowledge things, like acknowledge that I've done pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I would get the wrong idea and then I'd act like an asshole. So the thing is, I don't like that about myself. So I was like, I try not to be like that. But what I will say is what's helped me a lot to stay grounded would have to be not believing my own bullshit. Don't believe what people think of, like even the good things. Don't
Yeah.
don't take the good, don't take the bad. Just fucking just
Be
be your
yourself.
own.
Yeah.
Be your own man, you know what I mean? And so that's all it is really, and we're all here doing the same thing. We're all human beings. We're all
Yep.
and DJ no matter what. DJ no DJ fucking we're all human beings, even in the club, bro. And I see so many DJs that are like that,
Yeah.
that are a little, um, that they're, that can be kind of assholes to people in the club. Like when I hear about song requests, sometimes like DJs will
Oh,
complain about song requests, and that is annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is annoying. But the thing is, we need to remember that we are so blessed. Like there, especially the resident DJs, we need to remember that we are so blessed because we get to work these are dream jobs. Not everybody gets to
yeah.
do this.
Yep.
And when I saw a DJ like swipe this girl's phone out of her hand after she just went on a song, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you gotta think of it this way: like these people come from working a long ass shift. They want to be able to hear certain songs. So don't be that guy that's super entitled. Don't be that entitled DJ. And that's what I want to convey that. You know, you
Yeah.
know.
That's
But
super cool.
don't think I'm gonna play all your fucking song
Yeah.
requests though. You
Bad
know?
Bunny. I swear I seen that
I
every time I'm in the DJ booth. Some fucker holding up a play Bad
know.
Bunny. It's like, bruh.
Yeah. Yep.
The
It's so
yeah. What you said resonated with me big time is you get to play for all these
Yep.
people. You don't
Yep.
have to. It's not like, oh, I gotta play. It's like you're blessed and you get to play. And
Yep.
I'm sure there's many DJs with like wishing for that opportunity that you earned
Yep.
already. Um,
Yep.
I think with that mindset, you'll always get ahead in life because you'll not be complacent and you'll always appreciate
Yep.
where you are. And it's not at any given day it can get taken away. Like the pandemic.
Yep.
You didn't have to experience it that during
Yep.
your DJ run, but as
And thank God.
promoters, yeah, as promoters and as DJs, like and club owners and anybody in the industry, everything just got taken away. Like
Mhm.
1 week we're open, the next year we were closed. And
How did you
for
maneuver that out? So that's a question I wanted to ask you too. Like as a running member of the club and a promoter and having
yeah.
having to keep mom because you have a kid too, right? You have a daughter.
Yeah. Well, I'm
How,
a med tech. I'm a med
okay,
tech
I
for
didn't.
cancer research.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're an essential worker to the community.
Yes, so my
Okay, okay.
real job was still intact. I was still testing
Yeah.
blood. I still was working at I worked for the university cancer research center, and
Oh, I
that
didn't
was
know that.
and then I was
Huh.
also blessed with my friend. He's one of the RNs at Kaiser.
Okay.
There was a TV show in Hawaii called Doogie Kamealoha. It was a spinoff from Doogie Howser,
Okay.
and they were shooting in Hawaii at the cancer center. But he had the contract somehow, I don't even know how. And my one of my best friends, he had a contract to COVID test every single employee every day on the
Wow.
set, and he needed help. And because we were so lax at the cancer center, I could do both. So I was
Wow.
half of my days I was COVID testing actors, grips, stage manager, everybody working in the industry. And I met
Mhm.
some celebrities and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
I stuck things up their nose and
Craft
yeah.
services.
Yeah. Yes, all the craft services and it was with my best friend. So like we were just having a blast.
Wow.
Like so for me COVID was fun and we would go drink after and like COVID
Yeah.
was a cool time, but
Yep. Yep.
because of that, um, the the nightlife industry was at a hold, and it for me it changed my outlook because I was getting a lot older in my career as a promoter. So I own Artist Groove Network. That was our promotion company, and we've
Mhm.
been around for shoot almost 25 years, and I've been in it for about 20 years, and
Wow.
I became worried as I got older. Like, if I stop, then I'm losing myself. Like, this is who I am. This is um my life. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be that guy anymore. I'm not gonna have that clout. I'm not gonna be the person everybody needs to, like, the fun dude, like all that. And then when
Identity.
COVID, yeah, my identity,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
when COVID happened, it was taken away from me. And then I realized, like, for one, I realized who my real friends are. As a DJ, you probably experienced that too. You're the most popular guy every Friday night, and Saturday morning, nobody gives a shit, or nobody calls
Yeah.
to say thank you. Everybody calls, can you hook me up in the club? And which is to
Yeah.
be expected or whatever.
Yeah.
But I realized like who my real friends are. The people that
Mm-hmm.
called and see, hey, how are you doing? Like, what's going on? Can we hang out or whatever? Two, I
Mm-hmm.
realized me, Thaddeus as a promoter isn't who I am. It's what I do. And that
Right.
separation helped me so much to where I am now, where I don't need to promote anymore. And I don't need to be in the nightclub every single weekend. And I
That's
mean,
so solid,
yeah,
Brad. That's so solid,
yeah,
Brad. Awesome. Then the realization too, it's like I'm me. Like
yes,
I'm the fucker. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so that's awesome, bro.
It was weird too because I had that same crossroads because I used to compete. I used to fight. I used to do taekwondo and martial arts and stuff and
Hmm.
kickboxing. And when I was stopping that, I was like, who the fuck am I if I'm not that person? If I'm not that person, then who am I? And then I realized, like, no, 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 that's what I did. And
Right.
it was the same thing, except for so many years later. And I just feel happy now that it was sad when, like, when we stopped Eve is kind of like our last weekly club event that
Mhm.
I've done, and I've been doing it, like I said, for over 20 years. And
Mhm.
when we stopped Eve, I was kind of bummed out thinking like, okay, this is it. And then I realized, like, I don't need to be sad that it's over. I should be happy that it happened because, like you said, this
Mhm.
lifestyle is amazing. Like, we've
Yeah.
experienced stuff that 99.9 people on earth never experienced. And
Yeah.
we had the most fun and had the most crazy nights and the most amazing experiences and
Yeah.
stuff and met the most craziest people. But at the end of the day, it happened, and I got to live this life and experience all these experiences. We're not normal. You're not a normal guy. I'm not normal. To live this
Yeah.
life is not normal. Like,
Isn't it
you're
crazy though that like what you just said? There's so many things that 99 like that so many people don't experience, like
yeah,
being in the industry.
yeah,
Again, and people go to clubs all the time, but
yeah,
it's seeing the back end, and especially you seeing the back end of how things really work in a nightclub blows your
yeah,
fucking mind. Because
yeah,
I mean, like how you said earlier about if the DJ is not playing well, then nobody gets fucking paid,
yep,
and that
everything's
was
on you,
that
bro.
everything is on, and that was a lot of pressure. Coming into
Yeah.
the game, that was a lot of pressure in this industry. And when I first, my first year was fucking. God, that realization, if I play like ass, none of you
Yeah,
guys are gonna fucking get paid. And
yeah.
it's not healthy too. It's really not healthy. And it's not healthy for the promoters too. If they don't promote, nobody comes in,
Yeah,
nobody gets paid too. So it's like this,
exactly.
it's we're going through the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's deer in the headlight moment. Like, fuck, you're like, I've promoted events where it didn't work out and it died. And like everybody's looking at me like, well, what the fuck, Thad? Like, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was blessed to been very successful in this industry and with a lot of work. We did a lot of work. And because of social media, it got easier. When we first started, we were running around putting flyers on cars, stepping in puke puddles, watching people oof in cars, and like just
Yeah.
hitting all the clubs with flyers and like
Yeah.
actual flyers and shit. It just,
You did the legwork, literally the
yeah, it's
legwork.
called
I like
guerrilla
that.
marketing, bro. It's like,
Right
but I wouldn't
on.
trade any of those experiences for anything because it made me who I am. And I've met so many cool people. I met some douchebags, but I met so many cool people like you. I would never have met you in this. if it wasn't for this industry. And I'm getting married because of this industry. I've married a bartender from the club that I promoted at. You know what I mean?
Shout out sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have a daughter because
Congratulations,
I
by the way.
met her. What is that?
Congratulations,
Oh,
by the
thank
way.
you. I appreciate
Congratulations.
that. I lucked out. And with Sasha as
She's
such a
super awesome. She's good
yeah,
people, bro. Yeah.
and she's very strong-minded, and
Mhm.
because of her being in the industry it worked because I had girlfriends that couldn't handle me promoting, and it's
Yep.
like I watch her get hit on in front of me all the time, and it's fun for
Yep.
me. Like it's like, oh, these guys, hey, Sash, that guy wants your number. Like it's funny for me, and she'll see me get hit on, and we're both strong enough to know at the end of the day, like this is just bullshit, and we're going home to each other, and
You guys are kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith in that
yeah,
regard. You're
yeah,
both working the same circuit, but
yeah,
fucking, you guys know
yeah.
what's real.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
her being such a strong person definitely made it easy. And yeah. But that being
No.
said, like this industry is cool experiences and it is crazy. I mean, I'm
All right,
sure
can
you
I vape on
experienced
here? Are
crazy.
we gonna get
Yeah,
it? Am I
yeah.
gonna get?
No, no, no. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay, okay. I was like
Yeah.
blowing off camera because I know.
No, all good. But I think the direction that it's going is different now. And honestly, as promotion companies, at least here in Hawaii, it's kind of a dying breed. Like a lot of
Yeah.
these clubs are hiring in-house promoters, and I think the strategy started in Vegas with that, and it because
Mm-hmm.
you don't want the promoter to get up and leave. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
say you're a nightclub owner and this promotion company comes in and they rage it out at any given moment they can leave and then your club is back to nothing. Fortunately, with district, we were there for 9 years, and
Hey, you guys were running it
yeah,
hard. You guys are
yeah,
you, and you guys were going. I remember
yep,
my because you guys were Fridays, right?
yep, yep,
Fridays, and then I remember seeing you guys and you and Hanson. I mean, fuck, kudos to you guys because you guys were going and the thing
yep,
and you guys saw that place packed. I was
yeah,
like, and I was super impressed by what you guys were doing, and I wish I got to uh run into you guys more, but I mean things just didn't pan out that way, and
yeah,
we both had the privilege of my time at Eve. What it served its purpose.
yeah.
I was first resident, and then I wasn't, and but I'm super grateful to Nohea, Hosuk, and Bo,
Oh yeah,
those for doing what they do, and
yep,
giving us the opportunity to even step into that place and work.
yeah,
It's all work at the end of the day, and I think people forget that, and that's
yep,
probably a good thing sometimes to forget that, hey, this is work, and that's
yeah.
it,
It's
it, it yeah.
it's a blessing, and with like with any job, you anybody's replaceable. Like
Yep.
it's just it is what it is. But I think um future wise, bruh, like I think you have a bright future, and just
Thank
keep
you.
grinding. Put on your work, put your grinding hat on, and just keep doing what you're doing. Where are your gigs at again? Like, where can people like go watch you play now?
So currently I am playing District, Key Club, Kiki's, Shorefire, Waikiki Walls. I think that's it at the moment. Yeah, so I have quite a few residencies.
What nights?
Oh, so Fridays would be Key Club and
Okay,
Velvet. So Velvet
okay,
and
okay,
Key. District on Saturdays,
okay,
Surefire every other Thursdays, and a transition between Kiki's, and then Waikiki Walls. I'll do that during the day sometimes. Like, so if you want to if anybody wants to go get coffee,
oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
the day stuff is in Hawaii there needs to be a resurgence in that. I think
yeah,
having less alcohol around, well, and people can just dance and
yeah,
and make friends. That'd be really cool. I've always really wanted to. I think eventually too. That'll be another thing that I want to do is transition into like the day parties more, just because I can come home a little
Yo,
earlier
that might get
dinner.
me out of retirement because I always wanted. We almost did a Lohilani. Like we were one day away from releasing the date and everything, and then it got yanked from us.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
maybe work something out. Let's talk. I
yeah,
mean, like,
yeah.
I'm down. I mean, shoot, if it gets you out of retirement, man.
Gotta be something cool though, yeah. And
Yeah,
the Hawaii has the best weather for day parties, which and I
exactly.
want like I had ideas to do beach parties. We tried a whole bunch of different things. We even did a boat party. Me and Hoppa, we did
Yeah.
the glass bottom boat for a while. Like, was
Oh, no
cool.
way.
It got pretty
That,
crazy. Yeah. That was
as they always,
insane. Yeah.
the boat party for some reason, it's just
Gets
great. Like
ratchet. Yeah.
it's maybe it's the fucking what is that thing that everybody takes before they go on to
Oh,
because you know
Dramamine. Yeah,
Dramamine and alcohol are not a good
yeah.
mix. Like it gets the
Yeah.
people going, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, those those boat parties are always so fun, but
Yeah.
it really takes it out of you after because I would do the boat parties and then I would go to the club.
Yeah, that's
And then
nuts.
I'd be tired as
Oh
shit.
yeah. Just for being in
Yeah.
the sun all day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pool
Yeah.
parties are cool too. We did a bunch of those. Pool parties are
Yeah.
pretty nuts. Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised there's not that many out here at the moment. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
lately I think a year from now, I think people are gonna catch on where you more promoters are gonna catch on that like,
Yeah.
oh, there's a niche here. There's a need for
It
it.
it's just
Yeah.
hard to find a venue. Like
Yep.
for any hotel to be down for that kind of ruckus and especially if they're corporate based, then it's hard. And then yeah, beaches is hard. You gotta find a venue that's on a beach that's down for it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. I know
yeah.
White Sands has put on I mean I played a few White Sands pool parties and
Yeah.
those were really fun.
Yeah.
Uh
We did Princess Cap or Queen Cap. And we did a Taiku one that was simultaneously done in two other countries. And
oh wow.
it was stupid. And we all took a Taiku shot uh at simultaneously.
What is that, Taiku?
It was a Japanese vodka, I think
Sake?
it was.
Okay, it's
So,
vodka.
yeah, it was a Japanese vodka. I think
Okay,
that's what it
okay.
was. Taiku, yeah.
Oh, okay, and they were putting on their own parties.
Yeah. And
On
they
okay.
they hired us to do theirs one and oh, that thing was just out of control. Yeah.
Right on. Well, I mean, shoot. Hey, so you're retired now. You're out.
Well,
You're
I'm retired from the weekly club nights.
okay.
I'm not saying like Hanson's done. Like
Okay.
he's done. He found God and is doing other things. But
Hmm.
for me, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm done doing events. And if
Mm-hmm.
something catches my eye, I'll run it. But I'm definitely done doing Friday night nightclubs and shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You know what? Good for you, bro. That's
yeah,
that's awesome
yeah,
that you decided. And you know what? Having a family too
yeah,
is
yeah,
the most important thing going forward for you.
yeah,
And as I said again, congratulations and that new party. You know that big part of getting married and being home on weekends is probably
yeah.
way better than going to a nightclub and in that regard.
Definitely. At least
Yeah.
now. Before it was like, oh shit, like it's gonna be fun tonight and all like gonna have chicks, we're gonna have fun. You know what I mean? It's that whole thing. And now it's like I'm walking around the club thinking, holy shit, if my daughter wore that, I would fuck her up. Like
Isn't so yeah, and how old is she now?
14. Yeah.
So there's still some time.
Yeah.
It's gonna and what's so funny is that when I was first starting to go to these nightclubs, I was underage and
Oh,
and I'm not gonna say which nightclubs it
yeah.
was. And I'm not gonna say who got me in, but then my dad and my mom and my dad, they would definitely get those text messages, hey, your kids
Oh
in the
yeah, yeah. My daughter's screwed. She's like 86 from every club on the island already. Like she can't even
Right
go to the
on.
mall without me getting texts. Oh, I see your
Hey,
daughter over here. It's like, hey, whoa.
and hey, that's a good thing. You know, she has a bunch of uncles on her,
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah. She
so
got
that's
some
awesome.
crazy uncles. Yo. But shoot, we've been going for almost freaking hour and a half.
Okay. Oh.
So social media wise, where can people find you?
So you can find me it's CJ Park, ITS CJ Park. And that's my Instagram. And at the moment I don't really have anything else. So
All right. And they can get your LinkedIn from your Instagram and check out all your
yeah.
gigs and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
okay.
can see my resume and all the cool stuff that I've done. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right on. And
Thank
for
you for
us,
having me.
yeah,
It's been
it's been
fun.
cool. Yeah. And for us, you can find us at Above the Bridge Podcast on Instagram, our YouTube channel. Our website is atvpod.com, and my personal Instagram is Daddy Daddy Hi. I appreciate you for coming on. I know we tried to figure this out before and it wasn't the right time. I felt like what you told me earlier, this is the right time. This will be a good one. And I definitely think that you're somebody I would want to have in the future and while your career progresses because you're young and you can get to a spot where having another conversation with you it would be like so cool to see the progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe the next time you'll talk to me, I'll be at maybe DJ on Mars or something. I don't
Yeah, so it'd be super cool, or
know.
at least in Vegas.
At least in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but thanks again for coming on. Shakas for the cameras.
There we go. All
We're
right, man.
out. Shout out to
Okay.
the Artist Group Network. Aloha.